It happens so often that most people stop noticing it. You stand up to get a glass of water, and your dog stands up too. You walk to the kitchen, they follow. You head to the bathroom. Somehow they're already waiting outside the door. You move from one room to another, and there they are again, quietly watching, quietly walking behind you, like a shadow with 4 legs. Most people laugh and say the same thing. They're clingy, they're nosy, they just want food. And sometimes, yes, food is definitely part of the equation, but if you think that's the real reason your dog follows you everywhere, behavioral science says you're missing something much deeper. Because what looks like a cute habit may actually be one of the oldest psychological bonds on Earth. Your dog may not be following you because they need something from you. They may be following you because in their mind, you are home. Why following you is not random. To understand why dogs do this, we need to start with a simple truth. Dogs are not solitary animals. Their ancestors, wolves, survived in coordinated social groups. Packs moved together, hunted together, rested together, and protected each other through proximity. Distance could mean danger, separation could mean vulnerability. Even though your dog may sleep on memory foam and eat food from a ceramic bowl, the deeper architecture of the canine brain was shaped in a world where staying close to trusted members increased survival. So when your dog gets up every time you move, something ancient may be activating, not obedience, not dependency, social tracking. Their nervous system notices movement from the most important member of their group and responds automatically. And in many homes, that group leader is you. You might be their safe person. Researchers studying attachment behavior in dogs found something surprising. Dogs form bonds with humans that closely resemble the attachment patterns seen between infants and caregivers. They seek closeness. They show distress during separation. They relax when the trusted person returns. And they often use that person as a secure base, meaning they feel more confident exploring the world when that person is nearby. Now think about what following behavior really means. Your dog doesn't need to stare at you while you fold laundry. They don't need to escort you to the hallway. They don't need to supervise your trip to the bathroom. But if you are their secure base, then movement matters. When the center of safety moves, they move too. To them, they are not following. They are staying connected to the safest point in their world. That point just happens to walk on 2 legs. Why they follow you more than others. Here's something many families notice. The dog follows one person more than everyone else. Sometimes it's the person who feeds them, sometimes it's the person who trains them, sometimes it's neither. So what determines it? Usually consistency. Dogs are experts at reading patterns. Who walks them? Who speaks calmly? Who notices their signals? Who protects them when they're nervous? Who makes life predictable? Trust in dogs often forms not through grand gestures, but through repetition. The person who reliably meets emotional and physical needs becomes psychologically significant. And once that bond forms, following can become a way of maintaining contact with the person most associated with security. This is why some dogs ignore the whole household and quietly trail one person room to room. They've chosen their anchor. It's also about reading. You dogs are extraordinary observers of human behavior. They notice things people rarely notice in each other. Your breathing changes, your footsteps sound different, your posture shifts, your voice tightens, your energy drops. Long before you consciously realize you're stressed, your dog may already know. So sometimes dogs follow not because they need reassurance, but because they think you might. Many owners notice their dog becomes more attached during periods of anxiety, illness, grief, or emotional stress. That's not imagination. Dogs are highly responsive to human emotional states. They learn routines, moods, and subtle behavioral cues over time. To a bonded dog, your unusual movement around the house might signal something changed, something is wrong, stay close. And what looks like clinginess may actually be vigilance. The bathroom mystery. Let's address the question every dog owner has asked. Why do they follow you to the bathroom? Of all places, why there? Part of the answer is simple. You disappeared behind a closed door. From a dog's perspective, closed doors are strange barriers. They can smell you, hear you, sense you nearby, but access is blocked. That creates uncertainty.
And dogs generally dislike uncertainty around bonded people. But there's another reason. Bathrooms are small, enclosed spaces where movement pauses. Dogs often rest outside the door because they know you'll reappear soon. They're not plotting anything. They're waiting at the edge of temporary separation. To humans, it feels ridiculous. To a social animal, it makes perfect sense. Breed matters more than people think. Some dogs follow more than others. That's because many breeds were selectively shaped to work closely with humans. Border Collies were bred to watch handlers constantly. Labradors were bred to retrieve on cue and stay responsive. German Shepherds were bred for partnership and vigilance. Companion breeds were bred specifically for human closeness. So if your dog seems attached at the hip, genetics may be part of the story. Thousands of years of selective breeding created dogs that naturally orient towards human movement and instruction. In other words, some dogs don't just love being near people, they were designed for it. When following is healthy and when it isn't. Most following behavior is normal. Often it's affection, trust, curiosity, routine. But sometimes it can signal stress. If your dog panics when you close a door, cannot settle unless touching you, paces constantly when you move, or shows destructive behavior when left alone, that may go beyond attachment. It could indicate separation-related anxiety. The difference is emotional state. A healthy dog can follow you and still relax independently. An anxious dog follows because distance feels unbearable. That distinction matters, because one is bonding, the other is suffering. And suffering deserves support, training, and sometimes professional help. Why it feels so meaningful to humans. Here's the part nobody talks about enough. Humans are affected by being followed too. A warm presence chooses us repeatedly throughout the day, room after room, step after step, without language, without obligation, without asking for anything obvious in return. That kind of attention lands deeply in the human nervous system. It can feel comforting, validating, grounding. In a world where many relationships are complicated, transactional, distracted, or inconsistent, your dog simply gets up and comes with you. That may be one reason people love dogs so intensely. They make loyalty visible. If they suddenly stop following you. Now this part is important. If your dog has followed you everywhere for months or years and suddenly stops, pay attention. Behavior changes often mean something changed underneath. Pain can reduce movement. Arthritis can make standing up harder. Stress can cause withdrawal. Cognitive decline in older dogs can alter social patterns. Even environmental changes, a new pet, a move, a schedule shift, can affect attachment behavior. Dogs speak through patterns. When a long-standing pattern disappears, it is worth noticing. Sometimes the quietest signals matter most. What your dog may really be saying. So the next time you stand up and hear paws hit the floor behind you, remember what may actually be happening. Your dog is not being annoying, not being dramatic, not having no life. They may be expressing something ancient and deeply sincere. You matter to them. Your movement matters. Your presence organizes their world. And in a house full of couches, beds, windows, toys, and sunny spots, they chose to be where you are. Again and again and again. That's not just habit. That's attachment you can hear approaching from down the hallway. If this changed the way you see your dog, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Does your dog follow you everywhere, or only one person in the house? And if you've ever caught your dog staring at you in complete silence for no reason, the psychology behind that behavior is even stranger than you think.